Dr. Abby Medcalf, and this tutorial teaches you why you don't keep score in your relationships. Keeping score is for games, and if you're treating any of your relationships like a game, you're going to lose. Let me introduce this by first talking about romantic relationships. We grow up hearing things like, he's my other half, she's my better half, or the one that really makes me want to throw up in my mouth a little, he completes me. This is the biggest crock going, and let me tell you why. We've been brainwashed to think that relationships are a simple addition problem. You know, your half and their half equals a whole, I guess, relationship. The problem with this equation is that relationships are never that simple. They're not addition problems, they're exponential, they're multiplication problems. So what you really have is a half times a half. And if you remember your third grade math, you'll know that half times a half is a quarter, which is less than half for those of you very far from your third grade math. That's right. If you have a half a person in a relationship with another half a person, you've got less than what you started with. You end up with an unhealthy relationship with each person looking to the other to fulfill their needs and make them feel whole. Yikes! If you want a whole relationship, and this is a multiplication problem, it needs to look like this. 1 times 1 equals 1 whole relationship. You need 2 whole people to have a whole, read awesome, relationship. And this concept applies to all of your relationships, not just your romantic ones. The problem, of course, is that you can't make your partner, boss, mother, or brother into a whole. You just can't change other people. What you can do is start with yourself, which you clearly must already be working on if you're watching this tutorial. You can be a 1 and take the rest from there. If you're not keeping score, you also need to get rid of the idea that relationships of any kind should be 50-50, because they're not. So what percentage should you be putting into each of your relationships? The answer is 100%. You need to put in 100% and not focus on what anyone else is putting in. If you put in a 50% effort at your job, would you expect raises and promotions? Of course not. You'd be lucky not to get fired. So why do you think it's okay to put in 50% in your relationships? Don't wait for someone else to put in their percentage. It doesn't matter if they're putting in 10% or 80%. You put in your 100% today and every day. In the beginning, this new focus will definitely take up more of your apps or mental energy. However, over time, as this becomes habit, it will take less and less effort and you'll continue to have bigger and bigger gains. It's all a matter of focus. Put some focus on each of your relationships in a positive way and know that you're in it with all of you right now.